Coronavirus 2020. Brought to you by Tube Station News.
The deadliest virus we've seen so far in 2020.
Tom Hanks, the NBA, Rita Hanks? What's her name?
I don't know her last name, but is she dead?
Is she dead? Is she alive? You'll find out at the top of the hour. All right, but on a more serious note, this corona shit is fucked. It's March 11th. We're recording this. We'll get it out tomorrow on the 12th. But a lot of shit happened today. Probably the most impactful world day we've lived through.
Welcome to the Tube Station.
Yes, a quick one. It's going to be a short one. Strictly Corona talk.
Today we're talking Corona. We're talking how crazy this day has been. It's 10:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and honestly, I feel like at least like a couple months worth of information has come in over the past 8 hours. Not even a 12-hour span, 8 hours.
I mean, somebody just sent me a screenshot of their Twitter. When you click on the trending or news or whatever it is, and it just shows the top things. Mm-hmm. Literally every one of them was Tom Hanks, coronavirus, NBA season postponed or canceled. Postponed, I guess, right? Yeah.
Postponed, yeah.
Postponed. And then Trump announces all ban on travel to Europe. All within maybe an hour.
That stuff, yeah. All that stuff you just listed happened in probably an hour to 2 hour max period.
We found out about this not even 2 hours ago.
Yeah. And it's just insane because we started the day, and at least you and I this past week, we've agreed the hype around, not even hype, I guess isn't even the right word to say anymore, but the reaction to this virus that's spreading around seemed to be a little over exaggerated just because of the death rate being so low. But through all the stuff we found out today, all the research we kind of did today, all the new information that came out today, new to us at least, I think it's literally completely jumped sides for me to become something that is obviously just so serious. And even if it doesn't even end up affecting us by the time this is done, it's already done enough to change the way we live in the United States and the way people are living around the world, which it had already been doing. But
yeah, I mean, Italy shut down its borders. I'm pretty sure you can't even travel from town to town. You have to stay where you live. So it's not like it's just America that's being affected by this. It's the whole world, and we're just now seeing it firsthand. We've just heard about in the news that other countries are having problems and shutting things down and having complications. But yeah, I mean, today all this shit came out, and it's nothing. I mean, it's major, but it's nothing crazy, but it impacts a lot of people's lives already, and a lot of schools are being shut down too, which we'll talk about a little later too.
I don't even think, we'll start with how should we as kids our age, not even kids, we're adults, but young adults at 20, 21, 22 years old, how should we kind of react to this news at this point, knowing what we know right now, and how serious should we be taking it?
Well, I don't know, because just talking to our friends, I've seen multiple reactions. My reaction still, I pretty much stand by what I said yesterday and the day before, even though a lot of shit's come out since then. I think, to me, what's probably going to happen is it's it's going to be like terrible flu season, and we will all either get it or directly know people who've gotten it. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to kill millions. I don't think it's going to be I don't know though. Cuz some of the shit I've been reading tonight, like who fucking knows, dude? It could impact like millions could die is what they're saying at this
Yeah.
point. So it's I don't know. It's weird. But uh yeah, a lot of colleges have gotten shut down for the next month, and it seems like people are reacting by just saying fuck it, let's get drunk for a month. And like that, I mean, that's what I would do.
That's exactly what I would do, but
But I don't know if that reaction's changing now since all this shit happened.
true.
Cuz like
I mean,
just texting in our group chat with our friends, it seems like a lot of people are starting to freak out now. Like I don't know. Yesterday people weren't as worried, but now today people are like really starting to freak out.
yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't even think it's fully hit people like it hit us, and it hit us so much that we decided to hop on the pod this fast and talk about it, because I know people that know all this news, but they're still getting drunk right now. Like they're at the bars right now. So it's like, I don't think they're taking it as serious as us, but I think it's undeniable how massive these past few news stories have kind of started to unravel um, in the past 8 hours. And I've seen it in group chats that I'm in. Like people are aware of the news. It's just like classic college kids are kind of just the number one thing on their mind right now is holy fuck, no class.
Yeah.
Like that's
Like I
just the
get to
bottom
stay
line.
at college, but there's no class to go to or nothing
Yeah,
to study for.
it's like the dream
It's
scenario
yeah, it's
for
an
a college
awesome
kid.
yeah, it's an
So
awesome situation. They're all gonna remember this for years, unless
so
it
I totally get
kills
it.
millions.
But in terms of remembering things for years to come, like I've been telling people, I think today was one of the craziest days of my life in terms of like not personally, like days in the world that I've lived through. I
Yeah,
think we're going to remember this day.
cause we lived through like 9/11, but we were babies, so like we don't remember that shit.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, it's just this impacts the whole. Like this is just today. Like shit didn't really change today. It was just
Mm.
like a national wake up call
Yeah.
that like
Like I yeah.
that's literally what it was. It was like a national. Everybody was just like, holy shit! Like we need to we need to chill maybe.
Like I told you, I don't think like anything got exponentially worse. I just think like we hit like some benchmark. Like we crossed over a line where everyone was like, "Yo, all
Yes,
right, what the fuck, man?" Like before like coronavirus was just like a joke
it was a
almost.
joke, dude. There were memes
Like
and
there
shit
was so
about it.
much funny shit on social media, and like I wasn't taking it serious at all. Like I joked, I basically only joked about it, like even though it was terrible that so many people were dying from it. But the fact that so many people were living from it was part of why I think it was okay to not take it as seriously. But like I said, I think today like marked a day where everyone's like, "Yo, this shit's like not that funny anymore." Like I'm not
Yeah,
really
like
having
I
fun.
think I might be worried.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not having fun.
but then you see like you see those like I saw a story on Barstool today. Some 104-year-old Chinese woman was treated for like 2 or 3 days and like all good now, like
Yeah.
tested negative, like she's done. So like
What? How?
I guess, but like you got to think that the average 20-year-old's immune system is better than hers, no matter how impeccable her immune system is for
Yeah.
104. So that
Even if
gives
like
me
a
hope.
20-year-old's pounding like 8 balls of coke like every day, I feel like their immune system's still stronger than a hundred, like 104 years old. She could have died at any moment just from natural causes, and she gets
Dude,
the
think
most
about how
infectious
fucking old that.
disease.
Think about 104, dude.
Yeah, bro. She was
She
like
lived our
80
life.
when 9/11 happened.
She lived our lives over
Bro,
5 times.
bro, she was 19 years ago. She was like 83 or 85 when 9/11 happened. She was old as fuck.
She- oh my god, dude. She might be a great great grandmother. The
Probably.
picture of her, she like, I mean, she looked old, but
Yeah.
80s.
I mean, she looked great for her age. I
Fuck
don't think
yeah.
you can really look bad for your age if you get that far.
Ah,
I
there's
mean, you'd
probably
have to be
some
like
pretty
a
nasty looking
corpse.
100-year-old. Yeah, well, that's what they look like.
uh, but yeah, I mean, she lived, and yet there's other people. Like, I'm pretty sure I saw someone like as young as like in their 30s has died from it, just because like other complications ended up happening and they didn't have good enough care. So I really just think it depends.
Personally, I beat the shit out of swine flu back in grade 4. So I'm ready to take this shit on.
You're 1-0 versus pandemics.
I don't know if that was declared a pandemic. Probably wasn't, but we'll say
It
that.
wasn't. Was it not bad enough?
I don't know. I think it was bad, but like
True. I mean, this seems
that
worse. I don't know
everybody's
if it's because we were
dude, the whole
younger.
world's shutting down.
I literally don't know. Like, I can't even like put this into context. I can't tell if we're overreacting because today was so crazy, or if today was that crazy and like we just have to like accept it somehow.
But
Like
the
when
thing
Kobe
is,
died,
dude, go ahead.
like when Kobe died, like I'll touch on this briefly. It's just like something like that has never happened. A public figure that big has never died in that way, especially in the world
Not
of
since
social
social media.
media.
Yeah, there you go.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like the fact that we have the social media and all the technology now where you can find out information so fast. Like I was today just
We,
a few
dude,
hours ago.
you and I knew before his family knew.
Yeah,
That's how
exactly.
fucking quick.
Millions of people knew before his family knew.
Yes.
So I think it's just crazy. Like today when we were texting in our group chats, I was sending like information, and then by the time I had like gone back to Twitter after sending the information, there was like new huge news, and I was like, oh fuck. Like I told you about the Tom Hanks thing, and then by the time I went back to Twitter,
You're like,
they're like,
shit,
"Oh yeah, by
NBA
the way,
just
the
got shut
NBA
down.
is suspended."
Well, I don't know, dude. How I'm looking at it is it's inevitable at this point. It will be everywhere within weeks. So why
Days.
shut shit down, dude?
I mean,
What are you
it's about
what are you running from?
the article
You're
though,
running from
bro.
the
The
wind,
article.
dude. You're running from the wind. It's like you
It's
can't. It's gonna get you.
but you can
Just
like
get ready.
subtract it a little bit. Like it can either get really bad or it can just get bad. And I think that's what we're trying to be like, okay, let's just make sure it's like only bad and not really bad.
I
You know what I
guess.
mean?
I don't know.
Like that's an article was saying we need to act like now. Like we need to just shut shit down for like 2 weeks. I honestly think like just everything that's like massive in public. Like
Shut
you
down the
can go
world
to
for like
work,
2 weeks. Let it die on
like
its own.
work only go to work if you cannot work from home. And then well, it would be tough to eat for 2 weeks without going out at least once.
Well, yeah,
And then it's like who's
because everyone
working
would
at
rape the grocery stores.
yeah, and then it's like who's working at McDonald's, right? Because I just said stay at home. If
Well, dude, like my dad was at Costco the other day, and there's no toilet paper in Costco.
that's
Dude,
like the
fucking
biggest rage.
Costco.
That's like the biggest shit that's
Costco
happening right
literally
now on
has
Twitter.
as much toilet paper. Like, okay, the toilet paper in the average Costco probably weighs more than like 2 or 3 cars.
There are probably very few buildings in the country that have more toilet paper inside of them than the average Costco.
Yeah. Maybe like an airport might be close.
I was thinking like big office buildings, but
Yeah.
even then, like Costco's
Like
got
the
them all condensed.
Empire State Building might be up there.
Yeah,
Burj Khalifa's
exactly.
probably in the ballpark.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, the toilet paper, I don't know what the fuck's going on with that. I don't know what toilet paper is going to solve in terms of the
I think
coronavirus.
people are just getting ready to bunker down, bro.
Yeah, I really. But
People are
like
self.
that's a very weird
People
specific
are
like
also
item.
People are loving it. Well, it is, but it's also pretty crucial for like living comfortably.
I like picturing like just white moms around the country are freaking.
Well,
Like they're
you
hitting
saw the
every Costco slash
you saw
Sam's
the
Club.
video in Australia, right?
Mm-mm.
Two ladies were like beating the shit out of each other over like a 3 pack of Bounty, dude. Like people are going nuts. And like all the doomsday preppers are just sitting there like,
Oh yeah,
motherfucker,
they're
this
just
is what
like,
I've been waiting for.
told you, pussy.
Yeah, that too.
um, but yeah, so I kind of want to talk about the the major news that kind of hit today. I think there's three big stories, right? Travel ban to Europe,
Yes, that's the number one.
NBA being postponed is bigger than you'd think, and Tom
I was
Hanks.
thinking, so there's like, how is this NBA shit gonna work?
No one knows. Like they're on a hiatus,
Are
which is
are they gonna
basically like
shorten the season, or are they not gonna have a break in between seasons, or if they are, it's gonna be like a month?
they're meeting tomorrow to officially make any rash decisions. But they, like I said, that
And what
like
happens to
just
all the season ticket holders?
dude. I have no idea. Like there were people at that Thunder Jazz game today who were sitting in their seats. The clock said 1 minute till tip off. And then there's a video I saw on Twitter of the team doctor, like some dude's giving his sideline report, and all of a sudden in the background, you just see this team doctor like fucking Usain Bolt going across the screen. And it turns out that that guy went straight to the refs and said, "You cannot play this game. There's actual concerns in the building right now with players." And so they postponed the game, sent everyone home. And it turns out that player that they were concerned about has coronavirus. Like he actually has it.
I mean, they're definitely gonna cancel March Madness.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's 99% chance. And it's just crazy because when they like earlier today, before all those three news stories broke that I just listed, earlier today when they said no fans were allowed to go to March Madness, I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, this is so stupid. Like, why are they doing this? And now I'm like, it would be outrageous for them to even have March Madness because of all the shit that's gone on, especially with the NBA, which is like its parent league going on a suspension like this. I just think like the fact that a player got coronavirus like 5 minutes before a game is insane. Well, I mean, obviously that's not when he got it, but like that's when we found out he had it.
Well, and there's who's that coach who you just sent me that video of?
Yeah, I mean, there's this college basketball coach who's coaching his team right now, and he's obviously sick. Like, there's visible clips of him sitting there, and his like head's in his palm like this, like in the middle of the game. Like he just obviously feels like absolute garbage, and he just left in the middle of the second half, and he's on his way to the hospital. Like, what is happening, bro? What is actually going on? Like, shit's just gone off the wall, and we're only talking about sports at this point.
And this is one day, bro. What's
This
gonna be
is
the
this was in a
situation?
20-minute span.
What's the situation next week, bro?
That's what, dude. What's the situation on Saturday? That's why I'm like, I have
Like,
to go to work tomorrow, and I'm like,
is
if I
summer
go to
gonna?
work tomorrow, am I
Is this
fucked?
gonna fuck summer?
Oh yeah. I mean, you talked a little bit about how the guy from CDC said that warm weather just makes things worse, which is like such a stereotype. Like obviously, like
Well,
viruses and illnesses, like they thrive in warm weather.
yeah. I don't know that it'll necessarily thrive, but people um were hoping that like the season change would kill it. But he said that another strain of coronavirus existed in Africa, and like the temperatures average around 100 Fahrenheit, and
Yeah,
it,
I mean,
it did fine.
we're not gonna get hotter than Africa.
No. Wow.
So yeah, let's talk about Trump. Let's talk about Trump. I honestly, there's been so much going on in sports, and I just care so much about sports that like I haven't even like looked into this shit at all. I literally just saw that he banned travel to and from Europe. So like,
Yeah, I don't
I
like
don't
to get
know how
into
serious he's
politics
taking
too
it.
much, but it was funny because like there was a video like a week ago, and like they interviewed him, and he's like China's numbers are way off. They're like totally overreacting because like so many people just get it and then get over it and don't report it. And then like a week later, he's like, okay, no American can leave the country.
He's like, don't even think about getting on a plane.
Well, and then like people studying abroad right now, they have to be home. Like they need a flight tomorrow, or they could be stuck there for like a month plus. So like
Which is
every
terrifying to think
everything's
about.
everything's going to shit, dude.
But, but like it all 6 hours ago, I texted you and was like, bro, people need to chill. And now we're like, yo, the world is ending. Like shit's going down, and I don't know what we're gonna do about it, but it seems like it's just gonna exponentially get worse. Like if this shit just happened in a 3 hour time span, then who knows where we're gonna be on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean it's. I think I'd give it like 2 weeks. So March.
25th.
Okay, March 25th. I'm saying by March 25th, I either have it or I know somebody who has it. Guaranteed.
Fuck, bro. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if I knew someone who had it at that point. I don't know. I just like I might be the most likely person I know to get it
I don't get
because
sick much, like not even once a year. But I
I
already got sick this year.
I literally work at a company where its job is to go to big events. So like I'm just constantly coming in contact with people that were just either A on a plane or B at a sporting event with thousands of people or C both. So like I think I'm maybe fucked. I also live with someone. I sleep in the same room with some random person. So yeah, I'm getting coronavirus confirmed.
I
It's
think I think you can beat it. I think we can all beat it.
I think I could beat it, honestly. Like I've been feeling kind of nice
We're
lately.
I mean, we're this is awesome for us, honestly. Cause like
In what
it
way?
not awesome, but if if you could be any age during this right now, our age is the age to be. We're straight prime,
Oh
dude.
yeah. Oh, absolute prime. Maybe a few years older
I
than
was
we
gonna
are
say
right
maybe
now.
like 25 is like
Yeah.
the absolute prime immune system.
Mm-hmm.
But
24 maybe.
but like imagine like the super healthy, like fitness and
Oh, I was
health
gonna say
nuts.
the
Like
people that
they're
have been
so
eating
set,
kale for
bro.
years.
There's yeah, the kale eaters and like the fucking plant-based fucks, they're set.
Yeah.
They're set. That's all
Dude,
there is to it.
vegans right now are literally just like flexing on everyone. They're just like, yo, we've been prepared.
Yeah, and
So,
if it can go through like food or some shit, they don't have to worry about that because they're eating plants.
yeah.
So
Or just like nuts.
yeah,
Like, I think
like
they just eat
if it's gonna come
lettuce
through
and
like
nuts.
something, it's gonna come through an animal.
Yeah,
So they're good.
exactly. But yeah, and the last thing I think is Tom Hanks getting it. I just want to pose this question to you. Is there a more loved human being on this planet Earth than Tom Hanks?
I'm trying to think of somebody who like nobody has a problem with because
That's
that's
what I
Tom
mean.
Hanks.
There's more famous people than him, sure. But like every single one has like a very big community of people that like hates them.
Do people hate?
Like who's a name that's coming to your mind?
I was gonna say like Adam Sandler or Will Ferrell, but like the thing about Tom Hanks is he's like a family man. He appeals to all ages, bro. He's
Exactly.
done like absolutely incredible movies for like adults, and then he's fucking Woody, dude.
Dude, yeah. Has
So
he ever
like,
been in any kind of controversy? Ever?
no, come on now.
That's what I mean.
It's
And
Tom
he's the voice
Hanks.
of Woody. Like, that's like
Everybody,
my childhood.
dude, that's like a whole nother generation's childhood too.
And it's international. It's like probably, it's got to be one of the biggest international animated films ever.
Yes, behind
Like, do you think like kids in other countries know Toy Story? For sure, right?
maybe. I don't know.
Because they translate that shit
Probably.
for them.
Yeah, plus like you wouldn't have to be annoyed by reading lips as much because they're toys.
But I'm saying, like, think of any world leader. No, they're out, right? People hate them. Every single one. Now think of, like, other popular figures. Maybe an athlete. LeBron, no. So many
I was
people
gonna say
hate him.
like Oprah, but I
Ronaldo.
don't I kind of fucking don't like Oprah at all.
Oprah's a woman. You can't even be the most beloved person if you're a woman. Like, it's just tough shit, honestly.
What the
Like,
fuck?
I'm not even saying that's my opinion. I'm saying, like, that's just the facts of society. And that's, it's just
Oh
like,
my
it's tough
god.
to be a woman in today's society. But, I mean, that's the facts. But,
Oh my god.
um,
um,
I wish it were different. I do. But, I mean, women know. Trust
just
me.
telling it how it is.
Um,
I don't
but
know,
yeah,
dude.
think of
Like
any athlete. Athletes are always in,
maybe the
like, some
Queen,
fucking
dude. The
controversy.
Queen's up there probably.
We just talked about that last episode. People fucking hate the queen. They're like, why the fuck does she get to be the queen? She didn't do
True.
shit. She just has the last name.
Americans love the Queen
Yeah, Americans love the queen.
because she's just like the most innocent,
Meghan
strong
Markle.
old lady.
um, but yeah, bottom line, I think Tom Hanks is
Dude,
the
wait,
most
you're right.
beloved
There's
person
there's nobody else I can think of who's like
because
even debatably at that level of like there's not a single human who's like I hate Tom Hanks.
like,
That's like,
why
oh,
would you
okay.
hate Tom?
Like
Dude,
both
what would he
fucking
have
shit you
done where
hate
you
Tom
would like
Hanks.
disagree with him or hate him?
There's probably some mega Trumpers who hate him because they think he speaks out about Trump.
Oh, maybe.
But fuck
Actually, I
that
don't know.
shit.
I'm pretty sure I've seen like his past few Oscar speeches, and he's like one of the few that like doesn't touch on
You could
politics.
be right. Um,
Um, Maybe like the people that hate that he's rich or something. Like oh,
is
he's
there just
like
like a like an American hero, like
no, because people hate
like
the military,
Neil Armstrong maybe?
like the astronaut.
Yeah.
Well, but there's so many people that think he didn't actually go to the moon, and he's a
Fuck.
conspiracy theorist.
Damn it. Um. Yeah. I.
Dude, because anyone else who's like fully loved isn't as popular as Tom Hanks. So that's my reasoning. It's like anyone who's more popular than him has tons of haters, and anyone who's less is less. So he's like the top of the people who only have people that love him. Everyone loves Tom Hanks. Like you said, he's Woody. So the fact that he has coronavirus and his wife, I feel like that's just like another gut punch, just like an extra one from coronavirus. Like, hey, fuck
Just a
you.
quick shot to the nuts and then
Yeah.
jab to the
They're like,
nose
hey,
right after that.
in case Tom Hanks doesn't die, yeah, his pride and joy, love could also die and devastate him that way.
His literal world.
Yeah, like everything he cares about.
Like you
Um,
see his fucking Golden Globe speech, bro. I fucking cried
yeah,
listening
about
watching
his
that
wife,
shit.
dude.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So,
If Tom Hanks dies, I might kill myself.
dude, like Kobe died like 6 weeks ago. And like, if Tom Hanks gets followed up by that, and we're not even through March, like, what if it came out like tonight he died?
Oh my god, no, it couldn't happen that quick. He might have like a week though. No,
But like I
see,
said,
there's no chance Tom Hanks dies because
I heard he's diabetic. I don't know if that's true or not, but I did hear that.
I
And
don't
he's
think he
60
can.
years old. So
I
he's
don't.
not super old, but like we said, like your prime of immune system is 25, and so he's like 35 years past that.
I don't think he can die. He's too rich.
That's what my one
He's
friend
got the
said.
best healthcare professionals looking after him right now, and it's early enough that they can. Like if
But
if
that's
if Tom Hanks got it in like 2 or 3 weeks, he might not be able to get the best doctors.
true.
So I
But
think
I don't know like
he might be the
why.
luckiest, honestly.
Another thing we don't even know is why are people dying? Like what's killing them? Is it the virus itself, or is it the like fact that they have it for so long and their medical care is so shit that they just like can't overcome it?
Ah, who fucking knows, man? But that article you sent me, um, we can put a link to it in the video. Um, So wait, do you have that? Do you have it handy that you can bring it up?
Uh, I could pull it up real fast. I just had it up, so I could pull it back up.
Yeah. See if you can find that screenshot that you sent me when it like breaks it down
Hmm.
and like takes a sample of like 100K. What would happen?
Yeah, so it just took everything and kind of scaled it down so we could like easily understand it. I'm grabbing it real quick. All right, so
Because this is the
this is
shit
just
that like.
statistic facts around the combining the world in general. So I guess you have to take that into account too. Like, um, we have better healthcare systems than some other countries, but we also don't have it better than other countries. So, um, this part of the article it says around 20% of cases of the coronavirus require hospitalization. 5% of cases require the ICU, and 1% require very intensive help with items such as ventilators or other machines that help with oxygen. So,
Okay, just
I mean,
stop
first of
there.
all, before we move on,
Wait,
yeah,
there's so
like
much we can break down right there. Okay, first 20% into the hospital. Now, if we take this to a fucking full country scale,
20% of the country.
20% of the country, which is about 600 million people, because we have, or no,
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 no, that.
no.
Okay, 600 million was
The world.
of the world. Um, so how many people do we have in U.S.? About like 600 or 700 million, right?
Let me look it up.
I think it's like 700 million.
U.S. population. There are three hundred and
Oh fuck!
twenty-seven million people
All
as
right,
of 2 years ago. So I'm going to round up and say 340 million people. Or 330 to be safe.
go
With the
330,
So
and
let's
then 20% of 330,000. I should be able to do that in my head, but I can't.
one sec. All right. 0.2 times 300. Wait, what was the number? What's our population?
340,000 or 30,000.
That's 66 million people.
All right, 66 million people into the hospital. Now,
Wait. That's if everyone in the country got coronavirus. Every single human
which
being
I'm
in the
pretty
United
sure we
States.
can say is going to happen.
Dude,
Not,
no.
I don't know, dude. I think everyone's going to get it, but everyone's not going to be like fucked by it. I don't know,
True.
dude.
I feel like if it gets big enough, like how could you possibly avoid it?
That's what I'm saying. How could you not get it?
Yeah, exactly. So you could be
Okay,
right. I could see that. Let's
so
round down. 50 million people get coronavirus. And we're just going to say that's
20.
worse.
Round it down
Yeah,
to 20, dude.
20. All right, let me pull up the next screenshot. We'll get back to that one. But
So no, no,
so
no. Let me
if
just
you
say,
had
if you have 20, 50 million, whatever it is, people that need to go to the hospital, there's not room for that many people. And uh not to mention like the supplies in the hospitals, I think it says something about the masks and that. There's not nearly enough supplies to treat all those people, as well as you brought up ventilators. I mean, there's enough ventilators for a normal situation in this country,
dude,
but not
so
for that 1% or whatever it is, which is still what like 3 million people that would need a
so
ventilator, and I guarantee
let's
you there's not 3 million ventilators ready to go right now.
let's focus on that small 1%. So we're estimating that this is kind of like a as complete estimation. 50 million people are hospitalized from the coronavirus.
Right
Or
there,
no,
it's
no.
over though. That's what I'm
Well, hold
saying.
on. So 330 people, 1% of them, 0.01,
3.3
will
million, right?
be needing assistance. That is 3.3
Yeah.
million people. And that's again if everyone in the US gets coronavirus. 3.3 million people will need A ventilator or an ECMO machine is what they're calling it. This article then follows that up and says, as of 2017, the United States had a total of 250 ECMO machines.
Not
Not
250,000?
250,000, just 200. 200 single machines.
It's like 4 per state.
What the fuck is
Dude,
that shit?
Why are we so Dude, the only thing we stockpile in this fucking country is weapons.
Weapons.
No food, no medical supplies. We
Bro.
ran out of hand sanitizer in like 3 days, dude.
If we could bomb the coronavirus, that shit's gone.
That's
no
what I'm
chance.
saying. If we could fight it with high-powered nuclear weapons, we'd be set.
Or money. But yeah, so I mean that's quite simply that's the scale that we're looking at right now. If it gets as bad as it could.
But dude, how I look at that is 20% of people need to go to the hospital. There's not room for that 20%. Therefore, say half of that 20% cannot get to the hospital. So then they move into that next level of needing ICU treatment.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing happens. ICU overflows. Down one more step, they need ventilators. No ventilators, dead. So that's how I see fucking 20. If 20% of the population needs to go to the hospital, that 20% is dying.
Well, again, that's so the 20% is assuming that the hospitals could fill 20%. So like you said, like we can't. So the people that can't go to a hospital, their condition's only going to worsen. Therefore, they need more care.
And so they're going to die. So, okay, by this logic, 20% of people on planet Earth die.
Yes.
We're getting into trippy scenario time for the end.
Exactly.
Okay.
These are now complete speculations, but this is why you're listening.
So here's the number that I had earlier. 600 million, roughly, people die. Gone.
Should we get let's get the exact number real quick. I'm just going to look up world population.
7 billion.
7.7 billion. So
shit, we're almost at 8.
All right, 7.7 billion. 20% of that. 7.7 times.
It's going to be like 650.
1.5 billion people is 20% of 7.7 billion people.
Fuck. Really?
Yeah. All right, so let's just say a solid 1.5 gone.
That's the Earth, or that's America, like times 4.
Yeah, so.
Oh my god. All right,
so the reason, do you think society would survive?
I think we'd be fine.
Mass extinction.
Yes, I think we'd be okay. And
again,
listen,
they're not like fucking Avengers Modern Warfare, like fucking snap and they're all just gone instantly, right? We're gonna assume
There's
they're
logistics.
dying over like the course of like, let's say like 6 months to be dramatic.
Okay, so I mean 6 months is very short in the grand scheme of things.
In the grand scheme of things.
But okay, so here's how I look at it. You're gonna have at least 5 or 10 years of like absolute chaos on the planet until
what do you mean absolute
not chaos, but like okay, like it's hard to say who's gonna die.
So that's
because like I was also thinking this, like before we did this, when we were talking about this, I mean before we started the podcast, I was thinking, so they're saying that older people and people with compromised immune systems are most at risk. What percentage of Earth's population is like over 65, 70 years old? It's not 20, question. But it might be like 10.
Exactly.
So if everybody, not to be like terrible or anything, but if the 500 million are like all just real old people who like, yes, we love old people, but most people at that age like aren't contributing to society really. I mean, it might free up some space, some money,
True, it's a good point. But
but
where I'm thinking of it
well,
as
let me just
is,
finish real quick. The other thing I was thinking of was infrastructure. If if a billion people left, housing would be so cheap, dude. You could just claim a house probably.
yeah.
You could just be like, I'm gonna take this one,
Well, because there
and
wouldn't be enough people to fill the house. No,
no,
that can't be true.
every human could have their own house probably if a
Do you think
billion
there would be
people
more
died.
houses than human beings if 1.5 billion people died?
No, I don't think there's one. I don't think there's like 6 billion houses. There's probably like four.
So,
Because like most houses, like the average house probably holds like two or three people on average. But that's what I'm thinking of. Like traffic doesn't exist. Uh, Everything would just be cheap as shit because we'd have a ton of everything. Because like if
I
all
don't
these people
agree.
died, we'd have all the shit left over too. So we'd
I
have
don't
like
agree.
enough shit stocked up for seven, almost 8 billion people, but then it would only be for like 6 to 7.
So, the way I look at it,
So I
right,
think it'd be fucked at
is
first, but I think in the grand scheme of things, we'd be fine. We'd be actually pretty good.
so I agree with everything you said. All those things you said, I think would happen. But I think what you're not taking into account is what the article says at one point, which is healthcare workers right now are working 48-hour days. Think about that. With the way that the disease is just growing at like the fastest rate I've ever seen in my life, like there's not enough healthcare workers to provide for all these people in these hospitals. Like say we're sending thousands of people into a hospital, like someone's got to take care of them and there's only so many healthcare workers. So what they're saying in the article at one point is that there's not enough equipment to provide the healthcare workers to properly care for these people. So what's happening is healthcare workers are then contracting the coronavirus because they don't have enough equipment to like effectively help them defend against it and then treat it. So then all of a sudden you have all these healthcare workers with the coronavirus, so they can't help people. So now we have even less healthcare workers. So what I'm saying is, say 1.5 billion people die. So many of them are going to be healthcare workers. And then we have no healthcare workers. Like we have even less. So then like, oh cool, coronavirus is gone. Oh shit, there was a car crash over there. Like who's going to take care of them? Oh, we have one doctor in the city of Los Angeles left. Oh, he's in vacation in the Bahamas? Oh, guess we have no doctors. Guess Jimmy's going to bleed out on the side of the road. So I think like what we're not thinking about is if so many of these people die, you're like, oh, it's just like how would things run? How would like society support itself? There would be like not enough people running healthcare, not enough retail workers, like all this stuff to support everyone else, and then it just becomes complete anarchy.
I just looked up how many people are over 65 in America, and it's 15.2%. So, like, in an ideal situation where we have to
All of
lose
them.
1.5 billion, they all die, and it really does not affect anything.
Well, we still need another
The only
4.8%, so let's
negative would
just
be that you
sprinkle
have
in
to dispose of 1.5 billion bodies.
bodies. Oh god. Dude, how would
You
you
just have to
even
start having like mass graves, dude. There's not enough
mass burnings?
yeah, or burn them or dump them in the ocean. You couldn't. I mean, we'd be spending the next 200 years making gravestones.
So, what I want to finish now on is the coronavirus itself being a little bit sketchy. and I saw a thing, and it's like every election year since 2000, there's been some kind of fucking disease
I
like going
know
around.
that's a weird
It's
coincidence, man.
every 4 years, like nothing, no big diseases in between. It's the election years that happens. And they said that global warming has decreased by like 80% in China since
Yeah,
the
because most
outbreak.
of their manufacturing is pretty much come to a halt.
Yeah, because they can't do anything because they all have coronavirus. um, so I think the government purposely implemented a disease so that global warming would decrease? Absolutely fucking not. Not global warming. They didn't do it
No,
for global warming.
no.
What did they do it for? Money. That's why they do everything. That's why people do anything.
It's a
It's for money.
bold statement you're making. Do you
So,
actually think the government or our
no,
government it's man created, man made?
no.
Okay.
I just want to exercise this theory. So,
Sh-
what I'm thinking
It's
is, right, the
possible. There's
stock
no
market
evidence, but it's
is
possible.
plummeting. Absolutely plummeting.
Buy stocks now, people. If you don't have
Who
Robinhood, hop on Robinhood now because now's the time to make money. I lost $100 in the last month, but probably gonna put another 100 back in. So
the classic
do it.
saying of what goes down must come up, and vice versa. What if the stock market is plummeting on purpose because they know a global disease would do this, obvious, so that Trump can save the day, right? Like it's gonna come back up
Have the biggest
right before he election, and he's gonna be like, "Yo, I just
save the
made the
world economy.
greatest economic recovery since the Great Depression."
I mean,
Boom.
whether if that does happen, whether he's involved or not, he will take credit.
Oh yeah, 100%. And it's like that's been his like pride and joy throughout his entire
The
like
economy, yeah,
campaign
yeah,
from
yeah.
before he was
And
like he's
like
like I'm
and
an economics guy. Like he can't handle like the public relations or anything regarding anything else, but he is damn good at fucking economics. And so like this is just like the perfect plan for him to be like, "Hey, don't forget like why you elected me in the first place cuz I can make you money." Boom.
yeah, I mean, it will be interesting to see how long this it keeps dropping and like at what point does it start going back up again? Because it doesn't seem like it's gonna stop dropping like anytime soon.
Well, definitely not right now. Right now, we are like literally like the roller coaster just like hit the peak, and like we just started the descent downwards. Like we're right there. We just hit the holy shit. We're going down.
The
We're
whole
not like oh my god. We're at the bottom. We're at the point of acceleration. What's the shit our physics teacher taught us in 11th grade? There's like the acceleration, speed. There's the formulas and all that shit.
free
I
fall,
hate physics. Free
negative.
fall. Uh, what's the thing? Friction.
What's free fall speed? Negative 9.8 meters per second.
Why does that sound correct?
I don't think it's 9.8. It's like 7.4.
But in summary,
9.8? Did I say that?
yeah, you did say 9.8.
Yes.
Wait, that's actually it. I
Yeah.
was gonna say it sounds correct.
Sick.
But in summary, I mean, this we've now been talking for about like 45-ish minutes. I've gotten at least 4 notifications that different people or teams have been quarantined since we started this podcast.
Well, yeah, because I mean, think about um, the NBA. Those players are in like close contact every other day.
I just feel like it's so pointless to quarantine them at this point. Like,
Like the
if you
whole
came in
league.
contact with someone, if you know you've come in contact with someone that now has coronavirus, like, you have it, bro. Like,
Maybe.
don't lock yourself in a room. Like, go get fucking help now. Because if you lock yourself in a room and you're like, oh my God, I'm scared, I'm going to go home, then all of a sudden you give it to your wife, and then all of a sudden she gives it to her dog, and then the dog gives it to the neighborly dog, and then that dog gives it to your neighbor. It's a whole thing.
Well, I just want to say one thing, just because I thought it was kind of fucked to think about, but shutting down schools seems awesome, but um, like a quarter of healthcare professionals have children that are not old enough to stay home on their own. So right there, roughly, I'd probably maybe like half of that quarter, because of having spouses or babysitters or whatever. Daycare is closing as well. Um, Probably like half of that quarter. So like an eighth of healthcare professionals are gonna just
Another,
be taking leaves within the next couple days.
what are the chances that one kid between the ages of K through 12 has coronavirus right now?
100%.
So now what are the chances that another kid that he came in contact with also has coronavirus? Like
100%.
grade schools are the most disgusting buildings on
Total
earth. Like
cesspool.
everyone there is close as fuck, young, not giving a
Disgusting,
shit about their
dude.
hygiene.
Do you know how fucking gross little like toddlers are?
That's what I mean.
Dude,
Like
they're
the
fucking
grade schools are where it's
dude.
dangerous.
Like you'll have fuckers with just snot just pouring out and like they don't even know, or they're just
They're
like
just eating
sucking
it.
it straight from the tap.
Or
Just
dude, like the classic, they're like, and then they go and they like play with the toy, and then like everyone plays with the toy at recess. And
yeah,
then
or like dude, kids are fucking gross. They'll fucking sneeze out like a straight wad of just phlegm and like it'll just be sitting there and they'll like
all over their test, and then just hand it in.
I'm all, ugh.
So
Kids are fucked.
yeah.
I don't want kids.
Bottom line, I think it's too little too late, and I think this is just going to get so much worse before it gets better. But I do think it'll get better, and I do think we'll be fine.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
We're about to live through it. But remember this day. Remember this podcast. It is March 11th, 2020. It will be in the history books. Kids will learn about it in 20 years. Our kids will learn about it.
Today will live in infamy. The day Tom
And
Hanks was diagnosed with COVID-19.
the day the NBA said, wait a sec.
The day Donald Trump banned travel to Europe.
And there will be worse days to come. But in the meantime, we will keep making you podcasts.
Yes, and this was, I mean, it was going to be a short one, but we're at 53 minutes, so it's pretty much normal. The usual, like and subscribe. Hit us up. Still nobody talking shit. Please tell me what we're doing wrong.
This is a special episode.
I need it. Somebody dislike this video for me, because we don't have any dislikes.
Maybe we'll make some more like this in the future. But in the meantime, follow us at Tube Station Pod on Instagram and at The Tube Station on Twitter.
And my name, NoelJ33, right here. Jack, you'll add this in After Effects. And you are Jack Deem 22.
And
we got some good ones coming. Episode 6 we have coming. Honestly, that will probably be out this weekend. Or maybe even drop both tomorrow.
We're firing content, but stick with us. And we'll see you next time.
Tube Station.